Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. So I'm talking directly to you folks who are doing your divorce on your own, and you think you have an agreement. Let's talk about some things that you make sure you don't want to forget. Okay? So, did you remember the kids? Did you remember to include the kids in your agreement? Like, who's got physical custody? Who's got legal custody? What's the timeshare of the physical custody? Are you going to agree to agree? Boo-boo, you're going through a divorce. You already don't agree. Don't agree to agree. Get that ironed out. Okay? Get detail. Get clear. Have you thought about the holiday schedule? You know, the court has a worksheet for that. One of the attachments for the FL 341, where it just lists the holidays. You can check boxes and decide mom gets it in odd years and the other parent gets it in even years. You can do that. Did you think about vacations? Do you have a family that is able to afford vacations? And do you all go on vacations every year? And does somebody, think about that. Is somebody going to scoop somebody on vacations? Every year, I'll plan my vacation. They've already planned their vacation. And so now I can't go on the weekend that I want to, or the week I want to go. Or you can't take the kids to Costa Rica for 2 weeks because that's not in our agreement. But it can be. So think about that. Think about vacations. Did you think about child support? Is that going to be paid between the two of you? Is it going to be ordered by the court? Has a disamaster report been run? Because even if it has been run, if you've agreed to zero, that's totally fine, but the court's going to want to see that. Something else to think about is spousal support. What are you going to do with it? Is someone going to get it? Is it going to be terminated? Or is the judge going to hold it like, maybe not. They're going to reserve this issue. What's going to happen? Think through that. Think about, also, if spousal support is awarded, is it going to be modifiable or non-modifiable? If either one of your situations changes, will one of you be able to petition the court to request additional spousal support or to request less payments of spousal support, a less amount? Or is it just going to stay the same no matter what, and it's going to be terminated once the time period's done? Then you want to think about your property. Did you think about your property? All of it? Sometimes people forget their property. Do you have all of your property listed there? Yeah, even that house that you inherited from your aunt that should be your separate property, did you list it there to make sure it is your separate property? Okay. No? You probably should. It's your separate property anyway. Not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt. Did you think about the debt? And let's say your spouse ran up your credit card bill, and so now they're going to pay it. But will they? Because your name is still on that. So how you gonna handle that? Did you think about that? What about student loan debt? How do you plan or propose to handle that? Some people, if there's spousal support involved, if there's kids involved, and somebody is, when I say the primary breadwinner, like they bring in all the money and a lot of it, what happens if something happens to them? They're dead. There's no more child support coming. There's no more spousal support coming. So is life insurance on the table? Have you thought about that? Maybe one or both parties need to have life insurance until the kids reach a certain age. In the unfortunate event that someone passes away, there is still provision for them. And then here's one I see people forget a lot. Taxes. No, not that they have to pay taxes, but claiming their kids on taxes. Have you delineated who is going to claim the kids on their taxes? Is it one person every year? Are you going to switch off each year? Is one of you always going to take one kid and the other person is always going to claim the other kid? Did you include that? You don't have to. The court's not going to look at it and be like, oh, you didn't delineate how you chose, the tax deductions for your kids. They don't care. You know who's going to care? The government. When you both try to claim your kid, you're not going to be allowed to do that. You're going to care when you look at your tax return and you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't get a deduction for my child. Those child credits they're talking about? I don't get them. because you're not allowed to claim your child. So you are going to care in the future. You don't have to have it in there, but it's going to save you future conflict. I'm all about saving you future conflict. I'm looking out for you. Okay. Here's the other thing that I see a lot. People make really, really vague divorce agreements. It's vague and nebulous. So vague that the court can't interpret it for you. They can't interpret it. Your Honor, my ex is no longer upholding their agreement. And the judge looks at it and goes, there's nothing really here. Oh, you had a verbal agreement? It's not here. Or it's just so vague that, oh, but we understood that the holiday schedule runs on top of the custodial schedule, and this is just going to keep running. And when the holiday schedule is done, this is going to go away, and custodial schedule is going to pick up right back up. But your ex doesn't want to keep that, and then it's not really clear. So vagueness is your enemy here. And people, when I help people, when I'm mediating their divorce, not when I'm doing their paperwork, but when I'm just in the mediation session and I'm asking them these questions, sometimes they get a little annoyed because they have the misunderstanding that I'm like stirring the pot. I'm bringing up conflict. I'm not. And so, if they tell me to back off, I'll back off. But I can see the future. I can see it. And I know where you're headed. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. So I really try to encourage people to get clarity. And some people are like, great. And other people are like, no, we're fine. We're in agreement. Yeah, we're in agreement. Okay. I really hope you are. I really, really hope you are. So, be as clear as possible. Even though it's kind of anal and annoying, who cares? You don't want future conflict about something you've already solved. Don't do that. The future has enough conflict. Don't add extra conflict by not securely ending this conflict first. You can do it. It's not that hard. Cover all your bases. You're going to be good. Guys, have a good weekend.